Introduction. Recent investigations have begun to unravel the intricate networks that enable cross-border drug trafficking. At the center of this hidden ecosystem are community establishments, specifically homeless shelters and churches situated near subway stations and underground transit hubs. These locations, while intended as safe havens for vulnerable populations, have increasingly been co-opted by criminal elements as discreet meeting spots and safehouses. Equally important is the role played by modern urban transit systems, which not only facilitate local mobility, but also grant access to all forms of travel, allowing traffickers to move contraband swiftly and covertly. The urban labyrinth, a natural cover for illicit trade. Urban centers offer extensive public transportation networks that provide smugglers with a natural cover for their activities. Subway stations, underground train systems, and other transit hubs are always abuzz with activity, ensuring that any nominally suspicious behavior is quickly dissipated amidst throngs of commuters. The inherent anonymity of these environments makes it difficult for law enforcement to single out illicit operations, while the proximity of community facilities such as shelters and churches adds another layer of operational camouflage. Accessibility and exploitation of vulnerabilities. The strategic positioning of shelters and churches near transit hubs has profound implications for traffickers. Their closeness to busy subway systems allows for rapid ingress and egress, with smugglers readily taking advantage of the constant flow of people to mask their movements. Moreover, the interconnectivity of urban transit networks, spanning buses, taxis, intercity trains, and even direct airport links, creates a multimodal gateway. This expansive transit access means that once inside the system, traffickers can transition seamlessly between local movement and long-haul travel, further obscuring their shipments from scrutiny. In addition to utilizing these transit nodes for logistical purposes, traffickers have been known to exploit the inherent vulnerabilities of shelter residents. Many individuals residing in homeless shelters are in precarious positions, making them more susceptible to manipulation and unwitting involvement in smuggling operations. These residents, often desperate for stability, can be exploited as couriers or intermediaries, further blurring the lines between legitimate community support and nefarious activity. The role of homeless shelters, unintentional safe havens. Homeless shelters, originally envisioned as reprieves from harsh urban conditions, sometimes unwittingly become embedded in the infrastructure of drug trafficking networks. Their roles include neutral meeting grounds. Shelters provide an environment that appears benign to onlookers. The presence of volunteers, social workers, and a steady stream of clients hoping for assistance offers traffickers the opportunity to conduct covert meetings under the guise of routine shelter activities. Temporary storage. In some cases, the disorganized or under-resourced nature of these facilities can allow for the clandestine storage of illegal substances. Limited security measures create pockets where contraband can be hidden temporarily without drawing immediate suspicion. Churches. Community trust as a veil. Churches, esteemed for their long-standing roles in fostering community support, are similarly vulnerable to being misappropriated for illicit purposes. Their involvement includes exploiting community trust. Recovery and aid are integral parts of a church's mission. However, this reputation for trustworthiness can be manipulated, as traffickers may assume the guise of individuals seeking help. Such deception offers them unobstructed access to these safe environments. Utilizing disguised transactions. Large church events and gatherings create a cover for discreet exchanges. In crowded settings, subtle transactions can occur with minimal oversight, as the focus remains on communal celebration and support. A gateway to all forms of travel. A critical yet often overlooked aspect is how the urban transit landscape itself serves as a comprehensive gateway to various travel modalities. Underground transit systems are not isolated networks. They are integrated with bus terminals, taxi stands, intercity rail services, and direct connections to airports, all of which facilitate long-distance travel. This logistical web enables traffickers to escalate operations from local to international levels efficiently. By exploiting the seamless transition between modalities, from the shadows of a subway to the bustling corridors of an airport, criminal networks can recalibrate their routes on the fly, ensuring that their shipments move through multiple layers of transport without detection. Law enforcement challenges. The integration of community spaces with elaborate urban transit systems presents substantial challenges to law enforcement. Resource limitations. Monitoring every potential node, whether a homeless shelter, church, or transit hub, places tremendous strain on police departments. The vast network of interconnected transit systems makes comprehensive surveillance a nearly insurmountable task. Strained community relations. Heavy-handed enforcement measures can inadvertently alienate the very communities police aim to protect. When shelters and churches, often seen as sanctuaries, are targeted aggressively, residents may feel betrayed, leading to reduced cooperation and a diminished willingness to report suspicious activities. Conclusion and call to action. The convergence of homelessness, community support systems, and sophisticated urban transit networks forms the complex backdrop against which modern drug trafficking thrives. Addressing this multifaceted issue demands a coordinated, thoughtful response involving law enforcement, social services, and local organizations. By fostering dialogue and crafting nuanced strategies that respect the dual needs of security and community support, stakeholders can work together to ensure that these vital shelters and churches remain sanctuaries for those in need, not conduits for illicit trade.